Now, when we think of the word carbs, well, we practically think of it as a dirty word. The truth is, carbohydrate-laden foods, like your processed breads and sugary treats, have given micronutrients a bad name. And popular diets like Atkins and the keto aim to practically rid carbs altogether. And I might say with effective results. Carbs do have a bit of a reputation when consumed in excess. They can potentially cause weight gain, inflammation, gut issues, and more. However, the truth is, some carbs actually do play an important role in the body's functions, and there are some healthy, nutritionally packed carb sources that deliver important vitamins and minerals. It's really not as black and white as carb haters would have you to believe. And one trendy yet extreme eating plan tries to strike a balance in this carbs are good versus carbs are bad debate, and it's called carb cycling. The idea is that by playing to your carb strengths, you can hack your body by maintaining just enough carbohydrates to keep your body in high function while losing weight. And just so you know, it's not for everyone. It's a powerful but short-term tool for quick fat loss. According to author William Cole, the author of the book Carb Cycling, when done properly, it can be a good approach, particularly for women and endurance athletes. I have an Amazon link in the show notes that can lead you to William Cole's book if you want to check it out while you're listening to today's episode. Anyway, it's also a good option if you find yourself at a weight loss plateau for more than a month. Here's what you need to know about carb cycling. First off, what are carbohydrates? It's important to understand what carbohydrates actually are. Along with protein and fats, carbohydrates are one of the 3 primary macronutrients. The role of carbs is to provide energy for your body and brain. So here's what happens when you eat carbohydrates. First, carbs are broken down into sugars during digestion, and those sugars are absorbed into your bloodstream. Then, in response to the increase in blood sugar, insulin is released to shuttle this sugar, which we call glucose, to your cells for quick energy to fuel your day. Carbs are also stored in your muscles and your liver in the form of glycogen, or stored forms of glucose. Excess glucose, however, is also stored as fat, which is where these carbs tend to get their bad name. Not all carbs are created equal, though. Within the carbohydrate category, there are 3 main types: sugar, starch, and fiber. Sugar is the simplest form, while starch and fiber are known as complex carbohydrates. So they take longer to break down, keeping you fuller for longer. Now, refined or processed carbohydrates, which are more added sugar than starch and fiber, are where the trouble comes in. These foods carry little to no nutritional value. While all processed carbs are worth ditching, whole foods that are rich in carbohydrates are in leagues of their own. Think about potatoes, both regular and sweet, and other starchy vegetables like butternut squash and carrots, whole grains like quinoa and brown rice, beans and lentils, and even foods that contain natural sugars like fruit and milk. These whole foods have nutritional merit by containing important vitamins and minerals. So while the word carbs often conjure up images of bread and sugary baked goods, complex carbohydrates do play an important role in a healthy diet for most people generally. During a period of carb cycling, these healthy carbs are included some of the time in order to promote short-term fat loss. Here's how it works. Carb cycling aims to avoid excess glucose being stored as fat. The process itself sounds simple enough. In its basic form, carb cycling simply refers to the process of taking carbs out of your diet for a short period of time and then adding them back in cycles. The ideal is to fill up the glucose storage space in your muscles and liver without tipping over into storing excess glucose as fat. It involves several days of on days where healthy carbs are allowed, so you can build up your stores. This is then followed by several low or no carb days, during in which your glycogen stores in your muscles and liver are purposely depleted. When we take the carbs away, your body burns up all the glycogen, so it's forced to burn fat. After a few no-carb days, carbs are reintroduced to replenish your glycogen stores, and the process repeats itself.